What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Rob's Gaming Table. Today on the table we have another sealed tournament video for KeyForge from Black Knight Games in Hamilton, Ontario, brought to you by these awesome supporters that back the channel over at patreon.com/Rob's Gaming Table. If you'd like to donate, you can click the link in the description of this video. On the left we got Nick, on the right we got Mark. Nick is running, looks like he's got Shadows, Untamed, and Dis. And on the right side we got Brobnar, Dis, and Mars. And we got a Snufflegator to start, as Nick goes first. So this is a sealed tournament. Players bought their decks, they opened their decks, spent a couple minutes looking at their decks, and started playing their decks. So a little bit of Wild West here. On the other side we got a Bolter and a Think Drone. So that Think Drone, the 3 damage, they're both 3 damage, or 3 power. And the Think Drone at the top creature there on Mars has a Reap. You may archive a friendly creature or artifact from play. And then the Bolter has a Fight Reap ability. Deal 2 to a creature. If this damage destroys that creature, purge it. So that can be dangerous. Oh, we have Evasion Sigil out of Shadows hitting the board. He's going to gain an Amber for that. So this is, Nick's reading it out right now, but I'll read it for you. Before a creature fights, discard the top card of its controller's deck. If the discarded card is of the active house, exhaust this creature with no effect. So that's great in a control deck when you want to try to stall your opponent out from actually fighting you and destroying your creatures. So it helps you build a bigger board and frustrates them and makes your creatures possibly waste their actions. Or waste their uses, I guess. So being a Shadow's turn, he's got nothing to steal from his opponent at this point, but he's going to throw an Umbra in play. He's got Skirmish, and when he fights, he steals one. And then Silvertooth coming into play, readied, of course. So he can possibly get a Reap or a fight out of him. But remember, Evasion Sigil does affect both players. So he's just going to play too much to protect for the Amber. Or steal all but 6 Amber from his opponent. And then he takes a Reap with Silvertooth there, so he's now up to 3 Amber. Not a bad Shadow's turn to start there. He's building up his board. And over to Mark on the right. If you guys are new here, please subscribe. It's free. Helps out the channel a ton. Just hit that subscribe button. And if you want to be notified when future videos pop up, YouTube doesn't always notify you, but you can click the little alarm bell button beside the subscribe button if you've subscribed, and then you'll be notified each time a video is posted or whenever we go live on YouTube. We also do live streaming over at twitch.tv/Rob's Gaming Table, so you can go follow us over there to check out our live streaming. And we've got a Dust Imp in play. He's the guy that has destroyed. You gain 2 Amber. And now we got a Fear played here, so a card is going to be randomly discarded from Nick's hand on the left. Oh, no, sorry. This is return a creature to hand. Sorry. I'm thinking of Mind Barb. That's Fear, yeah. So Snufflegator goes back to hand. Wrong card. And so that's going to be it for Mark. Over to Nick for his turn. So the thing is, he returned the Snufflegator to hand and left 2 Shadows creatures on the board, and 1 fights and steals. So I think that might have been wrong, and now we're seeing a Hunting Witch hit the board. So Nick is very happy that that Snufflegator got returned to hand, so now he gets an extra Amber off the Hunting Witch. And now a Dew Fairy, just adding to that Hunting Witch's power there. Very powerful creature. Get him off the board as soon as you see him. But instead, he could have broken up, get rid of Umbra back to hand and maybe made it so he'd have to choose between Untamed or Shadows. And he'd only have 1 creature of each on the board. But now we have a Gateway to Dis. Blowing up all the creatures on the board. And Mark on the right is going to get 2 Amber, of course, from the Dust Imp. And then he's going to gain 3 Chains. Assuming he remembers that, but I don't think he did. And he just drew up the 1 card he played there, and Nick didn't catch it either, so he's going Unchained, it looks like. That's too bad. Maybe they'll catch it in a couple minutes here. But yeah, Mark's definitely up to 6 cards in hand we see there. I think. Maybe it's 5. Maybe it's only 5. No, it looks like 6. Aw.
another evasion sigil. So we'll get 1 ember.
So a second evasion sigil, gaining another amber. Now this is going to go off twice before a fight. You have to discard a card. If it's a matching house, they exhaust no effect. Then you have to discard another card and do it again. So now it's double the chances of delaying a fight from happening. Pretty crazy. And we got Nick sitting at check. No creatures on the board still. And we got Brobnar named on the other side. And Granger Chieftain coming into play. Not really doing much there. He's got that play effect. He can ready and fight a neighboring creature. Or ready and fight with a neighboring creature. But obviously there is no neighbor's home right now. And he draws 1. Yeah, I definitely forgot about those chains on Gateway to Dis there. I believe it's 3. Yeah, gain 3 chains. Yep. That's too bad. If you guys do notice any goof ups or mistakes, rules, things, I like using these videos as teaching tools. So feel free to leave them in the comments below. Be constructive. Don't be a dick, and you know, point out some mistakes so I know and future viewers know, and we can all learn to play better, and we can all help each other get better at this crazy game. So we got our first KeyForge there using a Warhammer Conquest LCG resource token there at the bottom of the screen, on Nick's side on the left. 2 amber on the right side right now. So the last couple turns, Mark on the right's only played 1 card. So I don't know what he's building up in his hand or what he's sitting on, but he hasn't discarded anything to try to clear out his hand to draw through more of his deck. He's just playing 1 card at a time, which I don't know if this is the right play. And now we got an Ember Imp out there making Mark on the right only able to play 2 cards while that Ember Imp is in play. And we got another Brobnar turn here. And loot the bodies. So anytime an enemy creature is destroyed, we got Mark on the right's going to gain an Ember. And he's going to fight the Ember Imp. And we're going to have... Yeah, we got the Evasion Sigils kicking off here.
So you discard 2. If either one is Brobnar, the fight doesn't happen. It's just exhausted.
Yeah, so Nick's explaining it now. If either one's Brobnar, fight doesn't happen. Creature's exhausted with no effect. So first one's... Whoa, he only discarded 1 card, and it was Mars. So he's got to discard another one. And that's Brobnar, so it shouldn't have happened. Oh, they goofed that up. So Nick let him fight on the first one, but they both are before fight effects off Evasion Sigil. So that both Evasion Sigils would have triggered before any fighting. So they both stay before fight. So that was done incorrectly. That Ember Imp should still be on the board. So another mistake there. But we're all learning here. We're all learning. Yeah, he should have flipped the first card, realized, okay, he doesn't exhaust no effect. Flipped the second card, saw that it was Brobnar, then he exhausts no effect. And then you proceed with the fight. Which wouldn't happen, obviously, because they're, you know, he exhausted with no effect. So that's too bad. So here we got a Nerve Blast. He's going to steal 1, deal 2 damage if he does. So Granger Chieftain should get hit with 2 damage here. And a second Nerve Blast. So Granger Chieftain's hanging on with 1 damage left. And we have another Amber stolen. Shadow's doing what it does best. Steal your Amber. Double Evasion Sigil, though. Oh, man. So upon sacrifice, he's playing that just for the Amber. He has nothing to sacrifice, so... You know, obviously there's no Shadows creatures in hand. He wants to just drop into play like a bad penny. Great with pawn sacrifice. So you're just able to destroy her and then get her back to hand, do the damage to the other creatures, then put her back into play. So we got Dis named on the right side. He's going to play Poltergeist, so he's going to be able to use an opponent's artifact and then discard it after he uses it. So he'll just get rid of the Evasion Sigil, and he'll gain an Amber off of playing Poltergeist. So now we only have 1 Evasion Sigil to deal with for now. And that's it for Mark. Another single card turn. I'm not sure his strategy, what he's doing here for his strategy here. I don't know if he's sitting on a bunch of Mars cards just trying to build up a big Mars play turn, maybe? But he just keeps naming Brobnar and Dis and only playing 1 card a turn, which I don't think is the best path. But I mean, I don't know what is in his hand or what his deck's trying to do, but... I don't know if he's sitting on cards he doesn't want to use yet. In that case, I would just discard them to try to get through more cards in your deck, but... we'll see how it works out for him playing 1 card a turn here. So Restringuntus has hit play. So he's going to basically block his opponent from choosing a house he names until Restringuntus leaves play. And Nick on the left names Mars, since he hasn't seen Mars since the beginning of the game. So he's going to assume he's sitting on a bunch of those in hand, doesn't want him to play them. And Shred's going to come in and capture the only 2 amber left there. See if he just names Brobnar here and tries to smash Restringuntus. The only problem is there's still 1 evasion sigil out there, which could make that fight null and void. He is naming Brobnar. So he's going to go after Restringuntus here. And Granger Chieftain's sitting on his last health, so if this fight does happen, he will die. And it is going to be Brobnar, so exhausted, nothing happens. No effect, no fight. And that's it, another... Not even playing 1 card. Just activating Brobnar. So he's probably sitting on a whole hand of Mars here. That's what I'm thinking. And the fact that Restringuntus is out there is really slowing down Mark on the right here. Not to mention that evasion sigil. And we do see a life ward out there in the bottom now on Nick's side, which he's able to sacrifice, I believe, as an Omni. And then he can, yeah, it is an Omni. You can sacrifice life ward. Your opponent cannot play creatures on their next turn. And we got a Mind Bar for an Amber. This is the one that discards a card out of his opponent's hand at random. How much you want to bet it's going to be a Mars card? And soft landing. I was right. It is a Mars card, so he definitely was trying to build up for Mars turn, I believe. It's always nice to have that soft landing in hand, so you can bring in an artifact or a creature from Mars, bring them in readied.
I think that's me for now.
And he's not going to pop his life forward here. That's all for his turn. And he did some good reap in there, so he's now sitting on check with 7. Trying to get his second key there on the left side. Still no keys on the right side. And we got Brobnar named again. Interesting. Oh, burn the stockpile. Nick does have 7 or more Ambers, so he's going to lose 4 of it. Brobnar's starting his Amber on fire. Not a bad stall card there. And Granger Chieftain's going to try again to hit Restringuntus. And he discards 1. And it's the fight's going to go through there, and that should kill Granger Chieftain. It was a Mars card. And yeah, Granger Chieftain is going to die here. He was at 4. He only has 5 power.
Oh yeah, because it still does combat damage, right? So it did the one before.
Yeah, which I did keep on it, I think.
No, because it did 2 from 2 nerfs.
So it sounds like they're a little confused about last round how evasion sigil works. The fight does not happen, so Restringuntus would not have hit Granger Chieftain.
Last round.
Yeah,
the fight didn't happen, so no damage would have exchanged sides. But Nick's thinking maybe last round he should have taken that final blow. Let's see how they resolve this here. But either way, Granger Chieftain should have been able to do that attack. He got it through, passed the evasion sigil check, and they both should be dead.
So I don't imagine it would do combat damage, but now I don't know if my side does combat damage. I would think so.
Let's see if they call a judge over for this one. Or if they just figure it out themselves. And nope, they're good. I just go ahead. Restringuntus is dead. Granger Chieftain's dead. That's correct. And if it's not correct, please let me know in the comments below. Or let all of us know. And that's going to be it for Mark's turn. Got an empty board. No artifacts. No creatures. No upgrades. Nothing in play. Mark also has no Amber on his faction card. So only 2 Amber he has is sitting over on Charette.
I'll have to go Untamed.
So it sounds like Untamed name from Nick on the left. Let's see what he does with Untamed. We saw earlier that Hunting Witch and a bunch of creatures, but so he's got Life Web, which isn't going to do much for him right now other than gain an Amber. If he sees that when he has a bunch of creatures on the board and he's able to use 3 of them, he's going to, I think, steal 2. And then we got a Way of the Wolf out there getting an Amber, an upgrade on Charette, giving her Skirmish. And Mimicry is going to be able to copy a action card from his opponent's discard pile. And if it's got Amber on it, he can get that. And then he'll do the effect. So he's going to look through here. We see Anger he's looking at. Poltergeist does nothing for him. Loot the Bodies. Not really going to do anything for him right now. Gateway to Dis. Doesn't want to hit himself and gain 3 chains. Mind Barb, that's not a bad one. Oh, never mind, not Mind Barb. It's Fear. I keep getting those confused, but Fear is not going to do anything for me either. So, looks like Anger's going to be the only one he's going to do just for the Amber. He can ready and fight with a creature, but there is no enemies to fight. And Charette's not of the active house, so he wouldn't have been able to use him. The active house is untamed, so Charette shouldn't have been able to exhaust there. But I don't think he reaped with him. I think he just thought the fight misses and exhausted him. But he is sitting on 6 Amber now with check. Check number 2. Key number 2 with his second check for key number 2. We'll see if Mark has another way to throw him off a key. Or if he's finally going to play more than one card in a turn here. Let's see. So he does have another soft landing. Here we go. We got the Mars turn. Let's see if he just drops his whole hand full of Mars. Gets a combo off, maybe. So we got a Dominator in play who's got Taunt. Comes into play stunned. And he's readied though, so he could use him right now to get rid of that stun. Which, surprise, he's going to do. Yeah, I think that's really efficient. Soft landing is really good for that. And he's going to throw a Biomatrix back upon him, getting an Amber. So he's played more than one card here. It's not bad. Let's see if we can do some more. Get rid of stuff at his hand, draw some new cards. And that's it. Wow. Only 3 Mars cards are sitting in hand that he wanted to use right now. And we got a KeyForge on the other side. Second key up for Nick. Up 2-0 right now. Only 1 Amber on the faction card for Mark on the right now. But that 9 damage Dominator, or 9 power Dominator out there should be able to smack Charette around a bit and get 2 Amber back, assuming it's still there. Surprised Nick hasn't popped that Life Ward yet. That could have really screwed over at least a turn, I think, there for Mark and delayed him even more. But I don't know if he's saving it to see if he has another, if Mark has another reset to pop, and he can hurt him with it. Because the problem is you got to watch out for those poltergeists on the other side using that Life Ward against you, which we've already seen 1 be used here. And he's named Untamed. He's just discarded 3 cards. We see a Save the Pack he's gotten rid of there. Doesn't want to use that. Not sure what else is underneath it, but just dumping 3 Untamed cards. Wants to just draw more through his deck.
I'm gonna play Dis.
And we got Dis on the other side. Mind Barb gaining an Amber. He's going to discard a card at random. And let's see. He gets a Master of 2 on the discard. Not bad. Doesn't really do much right now, but
Deal 1 to each creature, deal an additional 3 to each creature if your opponent forged a key on their previous turn. So I'm doing 4 damage to you.
Ooh, so it's a him, right? Yeah. Okay, so you get your 2 back.
so I'm not sure. Is this Tendrils of Pain? Looks like Tendrils of Pain. He gets an Amber off playing it. Play, deal 1 damage to each creature, deal an additional 3 damage to each creature if your opponent forged a key on their previous turn.
Dominator Bauble, so use a friendly.
So he should have taken damage on his side too, because it's to each creature. But it looks like Nick only took the damage, so another incorrect play there. And Dominator Bauble coming in as an artifact, exhausted, of course. Yeah, so, yeah, Dominator should have been sitting with some damage on him for sure. He would have blocked the first, deal 1 damage to each creature off Tendrils of Pain. But then the additional 3, all 3 of it would have got through on the Dominator. So the Dominator should be sitting on 3 damage right now. And we're going over to Nick here on the left. Looks like he's doing a bait and switch on us here. He's holding it up in his hand. And there we go. Shadows bait and switch.
Ember. I take 1 ember from you for every time, and until we're equal. So 1, 2.
And he should take 1 more, so it should go up 3-2. Yep. 3 on the left, 2 on the right now. His opponent does not have more than him. And we got Nexus coming into play. He's the Reap, and then he can use opponent's artifact as if it were his own, I believe, is what Nexus does. And he's going to pop Life Ward there to make his opponent not be able to play creatures on his next turn. Yeah, Nexus has Elusive, and when he Reaps, you use an opponent's artifact as if it were yours, so he can use that Dominator Bauble in the future, assuming Nexus is still around, to then use another creature, use a friendly creature, which could be pretty powerful. So I hope you guys and girls all had a good New Year's and a happy holidays. I'm just recording this after New Year's for 2019. Sorry for the delay in KeyForge videos. It's been kind of a busy holidays. Lots of people coming over and playing board games, as you guys see, popping a lot of board game playthroughs on the channel. If you're interested in that stuff, you should check that out. Got the Mother of Dragons Game of Thrones expansion video up there. And we got some Scythe videos coming, among others. So what is that? So that's a Banner of Battle artifact there for Brobnar. Each friendly creature gets +1 power. And we got a, what's that one called? The Spear. Mighty Javelin. Omni. Sacrifice Mighty Javelin to deal 4 damage to a creature. And you got an Amber for playing that one. So that's going to be good to get through Elusive there. You can pop that to get rid of Nexus. And I think Nexus should be readied. Unless I missed something there that exhausted him. So Dis here, we got to control the weak. He's going to force his opponent to choose his next house next turn. Yeah, I would choose Mars at this point too, and that sounds like that's what Nick's done. So Nick has to name Mars next turn. And we got Shret coming in to capture 3. Nick cannot, or sorry, Mark cannot forge a key to save his life here. He's getting controlled to death. And Schuler can't steal any. His opponent needs 4 for him to steal 1. And a second Schuler, even more steal, and out of Dis. So he's got steal out of Shadows, he's got steal out of Dis in his deck. Heavy control. It's a juicy little deck here, right up my alley. Nick, if you're looking to get rid of this deck, please let me know. Double evasion sigil, that's interesting. I'm not a fan of it too much, but I mean, if it's not really hurting you, then it's great. Alright, let's see if Mark can get through this here. See if we can get a KeyForge at least. So Zizix the Many coming into play. I believe he's got Fight or Reap. And yeah, Fight or Reap, you may reveal a creature from your hand. If you do, archive it, and Zizix the Many gains 3 +1 power counters.
Put an enemy creature into your archives for each key your opponent has forged.
You get to pick any 2. So, like, if you're to take the Charette, I think your Ember comes back.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Yeah, so if you want to take that one, it's fine.
3 damage.
So it sounds like he's playing Sample Collection. Just trying to find the wording on it. It's an action. Put an enemy creature into your archives for each key your opponent has forged. If any of these creatures leave your archives, they're put into their owner's hand. So he was able to get... Took away the 2 Schulers. And he's going to use the Javelin to kill Charette, though, which I might have taken Charette on the Sample Collection just to get the Amber back, and then use the Javelin on the Nexus to get through that that Elusive. And then he could use the Dominator to just smash Charette. And he reaps with the Dominator.
my turn, I'm going to name Shadows.
So we got a Shadows turn coming up here from Nick on the left. There's Bad Penny.
One drop. And then I'm going to play Pawn Sacrifice.
And we got Pawn Sacrifice here, which you're talking about before. Great with Bad Penny. Destroyer, throw her back to hand, and deal 3 damage to 2 other creatures.
Sacrifice Bad Penny when it's destroyed, goes back to me. So then I'll do 3 discs.
So Zixameni is going to die. Oh, he will not die. +1 power.
Yeah, right. Okay,
So he will be 1 away, thanks to that Banner of Battle.
so we can just say you've got 3 there. And then 3 on. Oh no, that's 1 armor.
So he's just put the +1 power counters there to remind his opponent and himself that they're +1 power. But 2 will get through on the Dominator.
Then play Bad
Bad Penny will be back into play, of course.
And with this, I'll
And Nexus will reap.
so I get the 1 ember, and I get to use an artifact as if it were mine.
So you might as well just use the Dominator Bauble. Just
I can't really.
it's not going to do anything for you, but at least it prevents your opponent from using it next round.
Because it says you can use one, but they have to be ready. But I still use the action to exhaust it. After that, that's me with.
And we got check here. 6 Amber on Nick's side on the left. So if Mark's not able to get him off that 6 Amber, he will forge his final key and win the game. See if Mark can drag this one out a bit longer here. It's definitely a huge uphill battle.
I wasn't sure if you had a key charge or not. I was like, because like, I would have liked one.
Just looking through his hand right now, seeing if he has anything that has loss, capture, or steal on it.
I was wondering why you brought that back. I didn't think about key charge. I was like, something
Don't
gives
think
me
there's anything I can do
just in case.
And it sounds like there may not be.
You'll capture and steal.
No,
Yeah, I think I
nothing.
should have probably
Go through the motions.
Yeah.
Do what you would do on a turn, I guess.
have that guy do his thing.
I'm going
And it sounds like they're just going to play through it here. Just in case there's anything you missed.
Then I would have reached 2. Yeah, I would still. No, I would.
And he's going to name Dis. Maybe he's got a Schuler in there. Nope. Dominator Bauble coming into play exhausted.
No, it's exhausting. It was used with the action, but it just didn't.
Those would have been nice to have earlier in the game.
I'm going to play Stealer of Souls.
And a Stealer of Souls, he's the one that gains an Amber after a guy's destroyed fighting him, I believe.
And I think this is a hitting a fair game. Discard the top card of your opponent's deck and reveal their hand. So
So we got a fair game here. Play, discard the top card of your opponent's deck and reveal their hand. You gain 1 Amber for each card of the discarded card's house revealed this way. Then your opponent repeats the preceding effect on you.
card you gain 1 for each of the cards that's discarded. You gain 1 amber for each card of the discarded card's house revealed this way. So I gain 2.
I don't know, I think it's the same thing as you.
And then your opponent repeats the preceding effect
So
on
you
you.
just.
So we got 2 Amber off it on his opponent. Now he's going to do Brobnar, and his opponent's going to get 2 Brobnar cards being revealed. So he's only set his opponent up to win harder here. And Nick's going to close it out here and forge the final key. Boom, there we go. Handshake, like gentlemen. All right, congrats to Nick on that one. We got more coming up from this tournament, plus I got a few other tournaments recorded that I will try to get through as soon as possible. So like I said before, make sure you subscribe. Hit that like button on these videos if you want to see more KeyForge. Feel free to comment below if you've made any rules goof-ups. And feel free to share the video around to help other people find these videos, come to the channel, help the channel grow. Either way, thanks a lot for watching. See you in the next one.